it is a balmy 71 degrees out here. I'm not kidding. It is like, whoo, I should have left the AC on. 71 degrees out here. Ugh. The air is still. The sky will soon be blue with little cloudies in it. And, ugh. Now, some of you may be noticing over the last week or so the titles. And all of you who know me know that I don't buy into any of that bullshit. It's been kind of an experiment just to see, what's going on, what YouTube is locking on to these days. And sure enough, numbers are way up because that's what people want. One of the things you have to realize out there is when people don't like something or people have a problem with something, they don't like to be the only ones. They have majority, they have to be this, they have to be right. Sadly, you've got too many egos bouncing off each other out there like some, defective cyclotron at the nuclear plant, and that's what happens. These folks will do anything for attention. They'll do anything to get their name out there, including pay to advertise their channel. And I'm like, I've never paid to advertise my channel. But like I said, I do this as a hobby, and I started doing this because there was just so much crazy shit out there. But I know you folks who come to this channel, you know what's going on here. But Dr. Freedom, you're not qualified. You only have a mere 5,000 subscribers. You'll never have as many as me. And I'm like, yeah, and I have a job. What about you? What if YouTube collapses tomorrow? Oh, that's right. You'll go over to TikTok and dance with bears or something. I don't know what they do over there. Fahrenheit. Oh, okay. So I've been, playing around with the titles, and it kind of disturbs me that in these days I have a hard time using the word woke for anything. Even if it's appropriate to the sentence. Like the other day I woke up, I can't even type the word anymore without feeling disgust because it's being thrown around the media to describe people and all this and some movement or some bowel movement, who knows. Yeah, I saw the clip of the video about the TARDIS groaning. Please do not tell me that this is the TARDIS got pissed off about something. Please do not tell me we have finally gotten to the point, oh man. Because in one of the synopses for this upcoming ending is ageless foe. Now, or something along that line. Whenever they say, all right, for one, to be on the kind of uncool side, because I'm going to have to drop something on you. You may take this as a spoiler, but it's not really. Apparently, one of these services, great, now I can't remember, Bleeding Cool, yeah, somehow got a preview of the finale, which a lot of other people didn't. At least that's the story I'm hearing. They're one of the ones who got a preview, and that's one thing they need to stop doing. But they said, no, the ageless foe is not the Daleks. So that at least they told us that much. Yes, it's the jukebox did it. Jesus Christ is king, and the only way to... It's funny how I got forced to do this in this type of environment, and now, I can't do landscape anymore, and that's when we start getting hit with bots. Yeah, could it be Chronos? Chronos the time monster. I didn't even think of that. Because we do know it has something to do with something in unit that's been around since the Third Doctor. That's kind of scary because I didn't even think about Chronos from the Time Monster. Yet another one of the explanations for what happened to Atlantis. Because that would be a more, also given what we've seen in some of the clips and the images that have been dropped out there, it could be Chronos. Um, I think one of the funniest things we got out of oh heck, what was sorry out of the Time Monster was the Master was involved in it, but yeah, Chronos would be one we wouldn't think of because Chronos hasn't been mentioned again since that particular time. I just thought it was funny that you had a thing in that video, in that whole story called Tom Tit. It was a project that was started up by the Master under an assumed name and all that, blah, blah. Transmission of material through interstitial time or something like that. Oh, someone got hit with an ad. Oh my God. I know. I wish I could understand what half these guys are saying in these things. If you jump 29 dead in Ohio, that sounds like something you'd say if you're, yeah, Tom Tit. Oh God, that was one of the dumbest friggin' things they gave. One of the weirdest acronyms we ever heard. Tom Tit. You can't say that. Tom Tit. That's disgusting. Tom Tit. Okay. That does sound like the name of a Republican. And now filling in for Donald Trump and running in his place, Tom Tit. And that way, if when it goes bad, if the election fails, well, it looks like things. No, wait a minute. If he wins the election, it'll be tits up. Oh. So I didn't even think of that. If it ties back to the Third Doctor, and given one of the images we have seen, Chronos would fit. Oh, I do that every day, retreating into fantasy, because trust me, you don't want to know how many hours I've had on Fallout 4. I think my first character came up to 89 days, something like that, before I had to change systems. Plus, that game finally became unstable. Yeah, the Time Monster was not a bad one. It was, Unit was in it, Waco was in it, and Tom Tit. I'm sorry. Oh God! Now that I hear that name again, it is so. I think I entered the fantasy world myself somewhere around middle school, so it's been over 40 years now. Somewhere around that. Okay. It's a good thing that young woman from Maine survived a quicksand beach with her husband as a trending news this past week. What? Well, the thing is this. Originally, they said, I know one of the ones was Azal, the Daemon wiped out Atlantis. Then it was Chronos wiped out Atlantis. Then it was something else before that. I could have swore had been mentioned. Or was it Way Caught from the Deep? They mentioned Atlantis. It was one of the second Doctor adventures. No, no, it wasn't Warriors of the Deep. It was a second Doctor one. Great, now my brain just blanked out. Fury from the Deep. Yeah, wasn't didn't that mention Atlantis? Thank you very much for the refresher on the title. Like I said, I feel bad because I'm not up on my Hartnell Troutnir as well as I am my Pertwee on and the Pertwee. Or was it the Underwater Menace? Okay, thank you. I remember it had something to do with a menace. Thank you. I knew it was one of those. Yeah, so right there you had before, even the fourth Doctor era began, you had three different explanations for what happened to Atlantis. I don't think Atlantis is involved, but Chronos would definitely be an interesting throw in. I don't know. It would explain the triad bit, blah, 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 but. Or maybe the TARDIS just needs to take a really big dump. It has been a few, eons. Plus, here's another thing nobody's mentioned ever again. All right, maybe my mind slipped, but maybe you guys can help me here. Didn't the doctor start a DNA scan on Ruby Sunday? Did we ever get a result from that? Maybe I've missed it up till now. Maybe it'll come in the next couple episodes. Well, the thing is this: the S triad thing is just it's too obvious. Okay, so we've got no result yet. Okay, I just wanted to be sure I didn't miss something. Okay. Um. Yeah, the whole TARDIS anagram thing just seems to be a little too obvious. Remember when everybody was saying that Kylie Minogue's character back in Voyage of the Damned was, supposed to be related to the TARDIS in some way because of her name, Astrid Peth, and it turns out she had nothing to do with the TARDIS whatsoever. So, I look at it this way: they're increasing my participation numbers. Let them gap. Yeah, I remember that one too because Astrid's an anagram of blah blah, and it's blah blah, and it's this. Blah, blah. Oh no, it's not the return of Astrid. Duh, duh. Oh well, I got to running inside. See, look, I love this. Just before I'm about to sign out, I lose it. Be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you on the Omega Files tonight. We'll be live. And take care, everyone.